Speaking about Worlds, of course, you guys didn't make it out of groups, unfortunately, despite you guys making it to the season finals and winning and everything. But would you say there's some learning you get from these matches during group stage? Because you had a, correct me if I'm wrong, but it was Weibo, you came back from a hefty disadvantage, and then you came back and make it a 2-0, but then the losing happened. But would you say there's something that you can take for you guys or for the team into the next season, because you stayed together, you run it back?
I mean, definitely, I think we learned quite a bit from MSI originally, and I think we stepped up big time in EU in summer because of that, and we had hoped that that would be enough of a learning to, you know, make some damage at Worlds, but unfortunately it didn't. It wasn't enough, I guess. And I think again this Worlds we also a lot of like the LPLSK teams make it very obvious what your weaknesses are, and now we have quite a lot of time to try and fix them. But we need to also fix them, right? And I think couple that with the fact that there will be new patches, new season, the map is going to change. It's hard to predict how everything's going to work out. I still haven't even tried the new map yet. But I think we can really look to get some advantages there because, you know, the map changes. Maybe we can find some new tricks on the map, some new, basically there's just endless amount of possibilities on the new map. So we take a lot of lessons from Worlds, but we're also looking for like the Riot changes and see if we can adapt some things there.
Yeah, that will actually my next question in regards of the map change, because now red side and blue side come closer to each other. I'm not sure if you have played Wild Rift, but I think it feels a little bit more similar to Wild Rift, where the map itself is very symmetric, so that you don't have heavy disadvantages on one side or on the other side. Is it something you're looking forward to play on? Because I heard yes, it's nice, and I heard no, it's not good. What is your opinion on that?
I mean, I'm definitely looking forward to playing on it. I think, I mean, I never really have an opinion on things before I try them, because I think having like I mean, you can say your opinion, but usually it changes when you actually try it. For example, I remember when Plants came out, back then I was like, that looks kind of weird and like random, and then trying them out felt really fun, and I think they were a great addition. And same with stuff like the Hex Gate, I also felt it just looked kind of weird, and then when I actually got to try it, I was like, oh, this is so much fun. So I think the same map, I'm kind of taking it with a bit of an open mind. There's so many different things, so many different walls, so many different much has changed that it's hard to have like a big opinion on everything. But I think that it's going to be fun to try out, and after that, of course, I'm going to have opinions on the things I like about it, the things I don't like about it. I'm sure Riot is also going to look to change a lot of things the next like half a year probably. Maybe I don't know if they'll change the map necessarily, but they might change some of the new additions, like the I know the Infernal Drake got changed. Of course, I think
Embers, I guess.
Yeah, the Embers got changed. I think Mountain Drake also maybe got like changed how the walls work and stuff like that.
What do you think about Baron?
Yeah, the Baron is also pretty cool. I think having different Barons definitely gives quite a bit of like complexity to the game. Like you need to have like a setup for each different Baron, and we might have teams who are like very good at one certain Baron setup but fail in another one. And yeah, we'll just have to see it out. But I think it's gonna be fun. You know, there's also like I don't even know what they're called, but the pre-heralds. There's now like some
the mini monsters like yeah.
And they look kind of weird as well. But I saw one clip and they just did so much damage. So it will be fun to try out all the things.
Yeah, actually, if you kill them all, you get like poison for the turrets. Like you burn them down over time. So it's really interesting. Would you say this makes the games even faster? Because like you mentioned, Hextech gates, which gives you as a player the opportunity to come faster out of the base. Would you say this is something League of Legends can benefit from, that it's getting faster? Because if you look at Dota, for example, it's a very slow-paced MOBA game, and League of Legends over the last couple of years, please correct me if I'm wrong, but it feels it gets more faster and faster.
I mean, it's definitely possible, right? I think that's definitely an option, but I think Riot have also. I mean, at the end of the day, it's kind of up to Riot, like how fast the game goes, and I think they definitely don't want it to be too fast, because they just recently like made the Baron tankier, and I assume that also will carry on to the next map. And they also made like the plates give less gold, and I mean there was basically a bunch of anti-snowball mechanics they tried to add, so make the game super fast. And I have a hard time like judging the new map without trying it, right? Because I think, for example, as we said, like the anti-turret poison or what it's called, it can make you push faster. But then I think Herald also spawns later now, so maybe that will,
and you can ride him.
And you can ride him, you know, and maybe that will make it harder to get like a lot of plates, because I think it spawns at 14, so you can't necessarily get a lot of plates with the Herald. So maybe that makes slow ball less like for problematic, I guess. And I mean, for the game time itself, I mean, it depends on, I don't know what the sweet spot of like a good game is. I think if every game is at like 20 minutes over, it's probably not the most fun, at least for me. But at the same time, I don't know if I enjoy like every game being 50 minutes, you know. I think like a 40-minute every now and then is pretty nice, but it definitely gets exhausting if every game is super drawn out, and it makes the early game feel kind of meaningless. So I think finding that sweet spot is, well, I guess that's right. That's right? I think I will just try my best to play as well as I can on what they decide on.